Hi guys, welcome to Alive, my search for the best ways to live. I'm your host. My name is Jigga Jr. and today we're here at Common Ground at the Greenery. And with me right now is the man behind Common Ground, Kaz Onozawa. Hi Kaz.
Hi. Evening, Jiggy. Long time no see.
I know, man. The last time we spoke to each other, we were also doing an interview, right?
It was in Ayala.
Ayala Terraces. Yeah, now we're here at the Common Ground, or without the dot, just Common Ground. And I've always wanted to ask, especially you, because the Common Ground is one of the few incubators of homegrown fashion stuff, right? Like fashion accessories, clothes, caps, shirts, and all that. And the buzzword now in this CoronaVerse is support local. In fact, I see a sign outside your store of Common Grounds that says support local. But still, people are throwing around that term without really understanding it. Kaz, explain to the viewers, what do you mean exactly when you say support local?
All right. We never really looked at it that way, but I think when everybody throws around that phrase support local, they mean either you support a local business, or do you support a local friend, or do you support a local service.
Okay.
With us, we take it further. No? Prior to this whole Corona lockdown, we were a good mix of foreign brands and local brands put together. The idea of opening Common Ground was to put local brands and foreign brands together and just call them brands. So in all our communication, we don't really say local brands, we just say brands. Because a local brand that's elsewhere becomes an international brand. That's what happens with Nike, with Converse, with everything that we wear. No? But a lot of advocates for support local think that blocking out foreign is their way of supporting local. I mean, you don't wanna win a game by making the best player not play, right? That's not competition. That's cheating. No? That's very regressive, and I think that's where the Philippines is. We allow lots of foreign players now, so that the local players have more or less a gauge of how better they can actually be. Blocking out foreign brands coming in doesn't make you better, it just makes you complacent. So we wanted to take it up a bit higher and communicate more of support local, whatever purpose that may be. Now, I think with social media, people are now more aware of who's actually behind the brand.
Okay.
Back in the day, we had no idea. Who's making that? Whose t-shirt is that? Whose brand is that? So when we say support local, we carry 100% of our apparel selection in the store is local. Everything behind you is homegrown.
Okay.
Most of them, or I would say 99%,
Homegrown.
are from Cebu.
Okay.
One is from Davao. And they put a lot of heart into it. When the pandemic came and the lockdowns came, we noticed that more and more people have been coming up to us, hey, we have already been selling for the past how many months? Is there a way where maybe we could sell with you? So the thing that we did with our team is we created an online platform. So basically our website. It's just an extension of our store, but we can complete everything, like a premier end-to-end customer service from when let's say you have a brand, you come to us. We receive it, we take photos of it, we upload them on our website, and once it's up there, we give you like a shop link that you can put in your Instagram account. And when people click that, it drives them to your own space, and they can add to cart, and they can choose GCash, bank deposit, or pay for it ahead of time through your debit card, credit card, or cash on delivery. Now, we've mastered this whole thing in the pandemic where we receive like hundreds of orders, I would say close to 1,000 a month, suddenly, of people buying local shirts. Now, it was a blessing to us because it really put our online store to the test. Now if you go to our website, commonground.ph, can shop any local brand that we carry, and simply put in your details. You even use your Facebook to log in. You don't even have to create an account, and you add to cart. For Metro Cebu orders, it's same day delivery. You order now, 1 hour, it's in your house or the office.
So the local brands, how do they fare versus the global brands, the international brands? I know that a shirt is a shirt is a shirt, right? A shirt in the United States is a shirt in the Philippines. And in terms of the craftsmanship, the quality, the material, I'm not sure how different you can make a shirt elsewhere in the world and here in Cebu, right? I think a lot of that has got to do with the character, the personality of where the shirt comes from, and sort of the design sensibility of the locale of Cebu, right? So I think that's what distinguishes a local brand from, let's say, a global brand, right? So Kaz, tell us about how competitive we are in terms of all of those factors that I mentioned.
Well, we can start first and foremost with why foreign brands are expensive here.
Okay.
Now, in the US, they have like a minimum wage of somewhere like $8 an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a shirt there is about $40,
Mm-hmm.
a local shirt. It'll take a regular guy there 5 hours of work just to buy one shirt.
Mm-hmm.
$40 to us is 2,000 pesos. It will take us 4 days to buy a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you put it in our perspective economically,
Mm-hmm.
our shirts are 580 pesos.
Mm.
It'll take a normal guy 5 hours of work to buy one shirt.
Mm.
And when you go to Japan, it's the same thing. Shirts there are 5,000 yen.
Mm.
With their minimum wage of 1,000 yen an hour, they will work 5 hours
To get a shirt.
to buy one shirt.
Okay.
Now, why are we buying American shirts?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have to work so many hours or days just to buy a shirt? A shirt is a shirt.
Mm. Like I said, yeah.
Yeah, but where we fare competitively is what the coronavirus lockdown has gifted to us, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
One, it closed imports and exports. Our
Mhm.
ports were closed.
Mhm.
People wanted new things, and they wanted things that had purpose. With China, we have to thank China for making all materials standard worldwide. Now, when materials are standardized and accessible, it's now a game of brand perception,
Yeah.
and brand perception normally has everything to do with what is the purpose of the brand, what is the story behind it. People, you're not buying a shirt, you're buying the
Story.
idea behind it. For people who like diving shirts, they just buy the dive shirt, but the idea behind it is because they're connected to diving. Or is it maybe that the company is advocating part of their sales to clean the reefs up, or to unclog or to help the environment? Now, where we fare in competition, quality-wise, Filipinos put a lot of their heart into their brands. Maybe not all, but the ones who are really serious are the ones we work with. And the ones who are very serious about their brand, they put a lot of attention to the quality of their items because they don't produce in such mass quantities that they can control it. And Filipinos now are so, well, it's not maybe all Filipinos, but Cebuanos in particular are very hard to please. And they always look at the material. Every time they buy a shirt, the first thing they do is this. And then they look at the print.
Okay.
And then they'll see the fit.
Okay.
They'll look at the neckline. They'll find all sorts of error.
Okay.
But that's what you're supposed to do anyway. We owe them that quality.
But I guess just like the other the global brands, they're already told their story. You know, the Nike story, the Adidas story. You know, we already know that. So when they go to a store, they already have an idea what it is, and they probably won't be as meticulous as they are when looking for other brands that they don't know the story of, right? So how do you relate? How do you tell the story of all of these local brands? Where can they find the story of this brand or that brand? Maybe you can tell me one story of one of the brands that you carry here at Common Ground. How about that, Kaz?
All right. It's a good question. Just to make it clear, we're a store.
Of course, yeah.
We carry brands, and each brand has its own story to tell. It's our job to put them together in a very presentable manner, to really show that just because it's local doesn't mean it sucks. There are a lot of local shirts that have better quality than even people just don't buy into the brand is one, maybe because they don't relate to it. Two, or it's because if I wear it, will anyone recognize it? But that's not who we sell to. We sell to individuals who really don't care about what other people say. And that's our target market. That's who we are, and that's how this store was built. When each of the brands that we partnered with are responsible for marketing their own brand.
Okay.
We handle all of their selling, so there's no more anymore DME for orders, this and that, and now you have to like, oh, can you deposit it here? And now you have to waste your time going to JNT and fulfilling that. It takes up so much of your day. If you think about it, if I had a job, I already wasted 300 pesos just doing all of that for one shirt. You know? So we take care of that. So all the brands have to do now is to create good products so that they have more time and more headspace to focus, to really just market their brands. And when people go to their Instagram pages, they see the shop link and it drives it to us. Once it's with us, we receive it.
So you're talking about the infrastructure of the business, right? Would you be able to tell us one story of one of the brands that you carry without feeling like you're biased to that one particular one? Because I'm putting you on the spot here. Just give me one story of one of the brands that you carry here. I'd like to know a story.
The only story I can tell you is the story that built the store.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm not the right person to tell the story of other brands.
Okay.
So our brand is called Ripstop.
Ripstop, okay.
It's been around for a while. In fact, next week we should be like 17 years old.
Okay.
And we started out with skateboarding.
Okay.
At the time in 2003, there weren't much local brands in Cebu.
Okay.
People were always buying foreign brands. And we thought that after my trip abroad, we thought, how is it that they are happy wearing their brands and we're not happy wearing our own brands? So my goal was that, and that was the story behind it, that we had to push our brand and market it in a way that they would feel as proud wearing our brand than they would wearing an international brand. And we always pushed for like, chase your dreams, chase your dreams. That was always our thing. So people related to it. They liked it. Oh, here's a brand pushing boundaries and partnering with global brands eventually, and just translating it in a more localized manner so we understand and we feel connected to it. And to date, it is our top brand. Yesterday, we released shorts. I think the ones here.
Okay.
So it's a reflection of who the Cebuano used to be. Because with all of this globalization, suddenly the Cebuano forgot we're an island. We're an island. We go to the beach, we go to the mountain, we like it, but we're also a city. So what kind of product did the Cebuanos used to wear all the time? They would wear shorts to do whatever business they're out to. And somebody would ask them to go to the mountain at night. And the following day, they'll probably get so drunk, they say, let's go boating tomorrow. And the following day, they're out at sea, wearing the same thing. That's who we used to be. And I want to bring that back.
So you want people to get drunk in the mountains and go boating?
Oh, why not?
Okay, why not? Yeah.
Why not, right? I mean,
okay.
Just because we do stupid things doesn't mean we're irresponsible. You know?
Okay, all right.
We're not that. I mean,
Okay.
if people don't like what we're trying to show, they're
Okay.
not our
Your
customers
brand.
anyway.
You're not your target market.
No,
Yeah,
like you want to complain and you don't buy from us.
Okay.
You're not our customer.
Okay.
So why should we really care?
So that's Ripstop, the brand, right? So you've been around for 17 years. That is quite a long time for any business. How about the other local brands that are here with you? Do they have a similar success rate, success story? Would you be able to pinpoint any of these brands? And what are the design sensibilities that you have discovered from these brands? Are they really bringing in something from Cebu or from Davao? Are there sort of elements of the locale in which the shirt comes from that is present in the shirt and all that? The character of the shirts, the designs of the shirts?
I would probably say All Good Days, no?
Okay. Maybe you can grab and show it to them.
So these are the stuff from All Good Days, like these. And they have also other shirts. There's one shirt that I really like.
Maybe somebody bought it already.
It's probably there.
Okay. Where is it? What's it called? We're looking for a shirt that Kaz likes. There we go.
So So they like these kinds of things. They like
Okay.
these kinds of designs.
Okay.
These guys from Lapu-Lapu City.
Mass media manipulation and an image of a black and white television set with Ferdinand Marcos in it.
So
And what is this all about?
all of his shirts have tiny prints.
Okay.
He just sticks to that.
Okay.
And
All good days. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. I think this is one of the songs of Marley.
yes. And so think about it.
What's the big idea behind the All Good Days shirt?
That's the thing. You don't even know who they are.
Okay.
And but they're one of the top selling brands in store. People
Okay.
like when they go to the store, it's like, what's something new, something refreshing.
Okay.
And they never adjust.
Mhm.
They make what they like. They
Mhm.
don't make what customers like.
Mhm.
So this is our shirt. You want to buy it, then you're a customer.
Mhm.
If you're not,
Okay.
then screw you. You know.
Mhm.
That's the
The
essence
kind of attitude.
streetwear.
The kind of attitude, yeah. That
That's
they
why
have.
streetwear is successful because
Okay.
they don't care about you. So you kind of feel drawn to want to connect with them.
Mhm.
And that's why you buy it.
Mhm.
If it's so available to you, like all of these pop brands,
Mhm.
pushing their product to you, you're just like, it's annoying, you know. Like,
Mhm.
you kind of want to have your space. It's like, I like this brand. They don't care about me.
Mhm.
Kind of.
They don't care about me, or they don't care about the design sensibility of anybody, and they just do whatever they want to do, and whether you like it or not is your problem.
Kind of
Something
like, because
something
the
like
brands
that,
that sell with us, they're artists. This is just their palette.
Okay.
This is their way
Yeah.
of like, it's
Yeah.
a self-expression.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
like us, we're born out of skateboarding.
Mhm.
Skateboarding is a sport of self-expression. It's
Mhm.
the core values of skateboarding. It's really, creativity and customization. And skaters always like to go against the grain. They'll pick something that's popular, they'll change it up just so that they can stand.
Mhm.
They just don't like to fit in.
Well, it used to be the expression of rebellion, just like music, right? So just like all things rebellious, I think they always try to go against the grain and don't do what their folks tell them to do, and they do the complete opposite. Support local. All of these brands are local,
Yes.
of course, but you put them side by side with global brands because, like you said, you can't play in a game where you don't have the best player playing in it, right? It would be unfair to you, and you'd want them to be there in the ball game so that you'll know how to sort of gauge how good you are.
Kind of makes you better because
Yeah.
you learn.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
think that. Well, the reason why we mix them up with other brands is so people can actually see that the quality is not really
Not bad. That desperate, right?
because they always think global brand, good quality. Well, obviously because it passed export standards.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what about us?
Yeah.
So in our platform, actually together, we had a special partnership with DHL.
Okay.
You can be anywhere in the world, 175 countries, I
Mhm.
believe. You can shop anything Filipino
Mhm.
directly, and we will ship it from the stock room,
Okay.
pack it there, box it there, and
Straight
ship
to
it
DHL.
any country.
Wow. Okay. Kaz, when you say support local, let's just say granting that support local, that movement becomes very successful. Explain to the regular Joe, okay, what does it mean to the economy of a locale if everybody starts supporting local? What does it mean to the businesses, these micro entrepreneurs? What does it mean to the whole city of Cebu? And if everybody does that in the entire Philippines, what does that mean to our economy as well? When people start supporting local in a big way.
Let's put it in the simplest manner.
Okay.
Food, shelter, clothing.
Okay.
Right? Clothing is at the bottom for the best reason.
Mhm.
Shelter is in the second for a very good reason. And
Mhm.
food is first.
Mhm.
If you're not full, you can't live. So you can't build a house. If you
Mhm.
can't build a house, you're probably already solved your food and your shelter. And with that comes, what do I wear outside my house? And
Mhm.
that's clothing.
Mhm.
We're in the clothing area.
Mhm.
If everybody just buys local,
Mhm.
buy local shirts once a day. I mean, if once a day we sell to one person,
Mm.
we have 2 million Cebuanos, right?
Mhm.
Let's just take chunk of it, 500,000
Mhm.
who can buy, who are in the working force.
Mm.
And one of them will buy one shirt per day.
Per day.
That's 500,000 local shirts.
Okay.
You times that by 500, that's
Mm.
25 million pesos.
Okay.
25 million pesos going into local brands,
Mm.
going into artists.
Mhm.
Now these artists pay suppliers.
Mhm.
And these suppliers have families to feed.
Mhm.
And they get to eat.
Mm.
They get to pay their rent. They
Mm.
get to pay their amortization. And the guy who collects the rent now has money to buy food.
Mhm.
And the one who buys food, the one who's selling food doesn't buy food.
Mhm.
I have enough food. With my extra money, now I can buy new clothes.
Mm.
So it's a cycle.
Okay.
Now
And
you,
that's just granting one person buys one shirt, all 500,000 of them in Cebu alone, right?
just Cebu, just
Yeah.
Cebu, even 100,000.
Yeah.
100,000 Cebuanos.
Yeah, okay.
You sell one shirt to 100,000 Cebuanos once.
When I hear about a support local idea, it's such a no-brainer idea. It's such a simple and no-brainer idea, and it's hard not to get on board that kind of a movement, right? What is taking us so long a time to have everybody on board the support local bandwagon? Is that happening already? And are we in the right direction? Does the government, do we need to do something to make sure that the support local movement becomes a full-blown movement?
I think that the government is doing what they can
Okay.
in areas that they understand. We already support local for our food, our
Mm.
restaurants. It's already there. You know, it's just when it comes to clothes, you can't take it away. There's a brand perception like, oh, he's wearing that brand, so he must be cool, right? I mean, we support local to our capacity. That's the same reason we wear Nike, CoronaVerse, because we don't make shoes. The Philippines is not there yet. There's world balance that Big Boy Chen, a friend of mine, is doing good at, producing new designs so people wear Filipino more. But when you say support local, Jiggy, you support your friend, you support your neighbor. You know that your 580 pesos, part of it is still the cost of the shirt. And whatever profit he's got, let's just say he makes 200 pesos from it. That 200 pesos, you have no idea what it'll mean to him. Everyone has their own story. What may be cheap for you is not cheap for the other person. So in a store, we deal with more with affordability. And we're a community store. So people walk in and sometimes they can ask for a discount. This is all I have got. We just give it to him. We just give him, okay, sure, I'll take your money. You support, at least what you're buying. You support local, Jay, because you want to know, or that you should know, that whatever it is that you're buying is going somewhere locally. And I think right now this pandemic has taught us that we can see it. A lot of the brands that are consigned with us, the ones who are really serious in pushing, I mean, after they get their sales, they produce more things, and we can see them living better lives. And their suppliers tell us that they're already happy that business is growing, so now they can pay their people, and those people who are printing and sewing can now feed their families and so on and so forth. And the money is just in Cebu. And that's
Circulating within the city of Cebu.
Yeah.
And that's what it means to support local. So if you're not yet on board on the support local movement, please, think it over and make sure you become a support local supporter. Kaz, before I let you go, tell us about where they can find a common ground on the social media platforms and how they can purchase and support local using your website or the other social media platforms.
Yeah, sure. You find us on cgx.ph.
Okay.
It's 5 letters. cgx.ph.
Okay.
And there you will find our Instagram feed, all our items, a map of where we are.
Okay.
Terms and conditions, payment schemes, everything. You'll
Okay.
find it there.
Okay.
It's very mobile friendly. It runs on very low data, so everybody can visit. Yeah, just go to cgx.ph, it'll route you through and you can discover more about us and what
And
we're trying to do.
All of these designs are already being posted on
Yep.
those platforms.
Everything you see in store is in the platform.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much. Kaz Onozawa, ladies and gentlemen, the man behind Ripstop, and of course this place here at The Greenery, Common Ground. Thank you so much. You have been watching Alive, my search for the best ways to live. I'm your host. My name is Jiggy Jr. and you take care now, okay?
Thank you, Jiggy.